Hello, everyone. My name is Emily. Welcome to English Club. I am so happy to be here with you today. I hope you are all doing wonderfully. Today, we are going to talk about something very important for English learners, something that will help you talk about your plans, predictions, and dreams.
Hello, Emily. How are you doing today?
Hi, Paul. I am doing great. Thank you so much. How about you? What are your plans for this weekend?
I am going to visit my family. We are having a barbecue on Sunday. It will be fun. And notice what I just did? I used the future tense 3 times in those sentences. That is exactly what we are talking about today.
Perfect example, Paul. The future tense. This is how we talk about things that have not happened yet. Things that will happen tomorrow, next week, next year, or sometime in the future. Many English learners find the future tense confusing because English has several ways to express future time.
Yes, that is true. Unlike some languages that have just one future tense, English has multiple structures for talking about the future. And each structure has a slightly different meaning or usage. Today, we are going to make this simple and clear for you.
Exactly. We will explain the different future forms, when to use each one, and give you lots of examples. By the end of this video, you will feel confident talking about the future in English.
And the good news is, once you understand the logic behind each form, it is actually not that complicated. You just need to know which form to use in which situation.
Right. Now, before we dive into all the future tenses, let me remind our viewers about something important.
Yes, please do.
Before we start today's topic, please like and subscribe to our channel for more English learning videos. Your support really helps us create more content to help you master English grammar and speaking. We appreciate every single one of you.
Yes, please take a moment to like and subscribe. We love your comments and your engagement. Thank you so much for being part of our community.
Thank you. Now let us talk about the future tense in English. Paul, how many main ways are there to express future time in English?
There are 4 main ways. First, will plus the base verb. Second, be going to plus the base verb. Third, the present continuous for future plans. And fourth, the present simple for scheduled events. Each one has specific uses.
Perfect. Let us start with the first one, will plus the base verb. This is the most basic future form. The structure is very simple. Subject plus will plus the base form of the verb. For example, I will go, she will study, they will arrive.
Yes, and will is the same for all subjects. You don't change it. I will, you will, he will, she will, it will, we will, they will. Always will plus the base verb. This makes it easy to use.
Right, and we often use the contraction. I will becomes I'll. She will becomes she'll. They will becomes they'll. This is very common in spoken English. So you will hear I'll go instead of I will go.
Exactly. Now, when do we use will? We use it for spontaneous decisions you make at the moment of speaking. For example, imagine you are at home and the phone rings. You say, I'll get it. You did not plan this before. You decided at that moment.
Good example. Another situation. You are at a restaurant with a friend. The waiter comes to take your order. You look at the menu and say, I'll have the pasta. This is a spontaneous decision. You decided right then. Yes, we also use will for predictions based on what we think or believe. For example, I think it will rain tomorrow, or the meeting will probably be boring, or she will love this gift. These are your opinions or guesses about the future.
Right. We also use will for promises, offers, and threats. For example, a promise, I will help you with your homework. An offer, I will carry that bag for you. A threat, if you do that again, I will tell the teacher.
And we use will for facts about the future, things that are certain. For example, the sun will rise tomorrow, or I will be 30 years old next year. These are definite facts.
So will is very versatile. Spontaneous decisions, predictions, promises, offers, threats, and facts. That covers a lot of situations. Now, the negative form is will not, or the contraction won't. For example, I won't go, or she won't come.
Yes, and for questions, we invert the subject and will. Will you help me? Will she come to the party? Will it rain tomorrow? Very straightforward.
Perfect. Now let us move to the second future form, be going to plus the base verb. The structure is subject plus the correct form of be plus going to plus the base verb. For example, I am going to study. He is going to travel. They are going to move.
This form is very common in spoken English, and we usually use contractions. I'm going to becomes I'm gonna, or even more casual, I'm gonna. Native speakers say gonna a lot in casual speech, so I'm gonna go instead of I am going to go.
Yes, gonna is very informal but very common. Now, when do we use be going to? We use it for plans and intentions, things you have already decided to do before speaking. For example, I'm going to visit my parents next month. You already made this plan. You decided before this conversation.
Right. The key difference between will and be going to for plans is that will is spontaneous, decided now. Be going to is planned, decided before. For example, imagine someone invites you to a party. If you decide at that moment, you say, sure, I'll come. If you already had plans to go, you say, yes, I'm going to come. I already planned to.
That is a great explanation of the difference. We also use be going to for predictions based on present evidence, things you can see or know right now. For example, you look at the sky and see dark clouds. You say, it's going to rain. You have evidence. You can see the clouds.
Another example, you see someone carrying a lot of heavy boxes. They are walking towards stairs. You can predict he's going to fall. You see the situation happening right now, so you predict.
Another example, you see someone carrying a lot of heavy boxes. They are walking towards stairs. You can predict he's going to fall. You see the situation happening right now, so you predict based on evidence.
Exactly. So be going to is for plans you already made and predictions based on present evidence. The negative form is be not going to. For example, I'm not going to do that, or she's not going to come.
And for questions, we invert the subject and be. Are you going to study tonight? Is he going to apply for the job? Are they going to move to a new house?
Good. Now let us talk about the third future form, the present continuous for future. This might sound strange. The present continuous is be plus verb ing. We usually use it for actions happening now, but we also use it for future arrangements and plans.
Yes, this is very common for scheduled future activities, especially with other people. The structure is the same as present continuous, subject plus be plus verb ing, but we add a future time expression to make it clear we are talking about the future.
For example, I am meeting Sarah tomorrow, or we are having dinner at 7 tonight, or they are flying to London next week. These are all definite arrangements. Usually, you have already confirmed these plans with other people or made reservations.
Right. This form emphasizes that the arrangement is fixed. It is on your calendar. It is definite. For example, I'm seeing the doctor on Monday suggests you have an appointment. It is scheduled.
Yes, and we often use this form with verbs of movement and action: going, coming, leaving, arriving, meeting, seeing, flying, staying. These verbs work very naturally in the present continuous for future.
For example, what are you doing this weekend? I'm going to the beach. When are you leaving? I'm leaving at 6 o'clock. These sound natural and native-like.
Exactly. Now, the fourth future form, the present simple for scheduled future events. This is used for timetables, schedules, and fixed future events. The structure is just the present simple, subject plus base verb, with S for third person singular.
We use this for things on a timetable or schedule that we cannot control. For example, the train leaves at 8, or the movie starts at 7:30, or the meeting begins at 9 tomorrow.
Right. This is for official schedules, trains, buses, planes, movies, classes, meetings, things that are on a fixed schedule. For example, what time does your flight depart? It departs at 6:45.
We also use this for calendar events. Christmas falls on a Sunday this year, or my birthday is next Tuesday,
Or, the conference takes place in June.
Yes, these are fixed dates on the calendar. Now, let me summarize these 4 forms because I know there is a lot of information. Will for spontaneous decisions and predictions based on opinion. Be going to for plans made before speaking and predictions based on evidence. Present continuous for definite arrangements, especially with other people. Present simple for timetables and schedules.
Perfect summary. And here is a useful way to remember. As you go from will to be going to present continuous to present simple, the future becomes more and more certain and fixed. Will is the least certain, present simple is the most certain, most fixed.
That is a great way to think about it. Now, let us talk about some other ways to express future time. There is also be about to, which means something will happen very soon, immediately. For example, the movie is about to start, or I'm about to leave.
Yes, be about to suggests imminent action, something happening in the next few minutes or seconds. Hurry up, the bus is about to leave. This creates urgency.
We also have will be plus verb ing, which is the future continuous. This describes an action in progress at a specific time in the future. For example, this time tomorrow, I will be flying to Paris. Or, at 8 o'clock tonight, I'll be watching the game.
The future continuous is useful for asking polite questions about people's plans. Instead of, what are you going to do tonight, which might sound demanding, you can ask, what will you be doing tonight? This sounds more casual and polite.
That is a good point. We also have will have plus past participle, which is the future perfect. This describes an action that will be completed before a specific time in the future. For example, by next year, I will have graduated, or by the time you arrive, I will have finished cooking. The future perfect is less common in everyday conversation, but it is useful for talking about completed actions in the future. It answers the question, how much will be done by a certain time?
Right. Now, let me give you some practical tips for using future tenses when speaking. Tip 1. Start with will and be going to. These are the most common and versatile. Master these first before worrying about the others.
Tip 2. Pay attention to how native speakers use future forms. Listen to movies, podcasts, and conversations. Notice which forms they use in which situations. This will help you develop natural intuition.
Tip 3. Practice making predictions. This is a fun way to practice future tense. Look at a photo and predict what will happen next. Look at the weather and predict what it will be like tomorrow. Practice saying your predictions out loud.
Tip 4. Talk about your plans every day. Every morning, think about your day and say out loud, "Today I'm going to," and list your plans. This makes future tense part of your daily practice.
Tip 5. Do not overthink it. Yes, there are different forms with different uses, but in many situations, more than one form can be correct. Native speakers are flexible. The most important thing is to communicate your message clearly.
That is such important advice. Students sometimes worry too much about choosing the perfect form, but native speakers are not that strict. If you say, I will go to the store instead of, I'm going to go to the store, people will still understand you perfectly.
Exactly. Communication is the goal, not perfection. Now, let me give you some common mistakes to avoid. Mistake 1. Forgetting the be in be going to. Wrong. I going to study. Correct. I am going to study. You need the be verb.
Mistake 2. Using will with be going to. Wrong. I will be going to visit. This is redundant. Choose one. Either I will visit or I'm going to visit.
Mistake 3. Using present simple instead of present continuous for arrangements. Wrong. I meet Sarah tomorrow. Correct. I'm meeting Sarah tomorrow. For future arrangements, use present continuous, not present simple.
Mistake 4. Forgetting time expressions. When using future forms, especially present continuous and present simple, include time words like tomorrow, next week, at 7, etc. This makes it clear you are talking about the future, not the present.
Good point. Now, let me give you some useful time expressions for future tense. Tomorrow, next week, next month, next year, soon, later, in a few minutes, in 2 hours, in 3 days, this evening,
tonight.
Also, in the future, someday, eventually, one day. These are all useful for placing your action in future time. Practice using these with different future forms.
Yes, and practice is the key word. You need to use future tenses in real situations. Talk about your plans with friends, make predictions, discuss future events. The more you use these forms, the more natural they become.
Absolutely, and do not be afraid to make mistakes. Mistakes are part of learning. Every mistake teaches you something. Native speakers will understand you even if your future form is not perfect.
Right. Language is about communication. If you communicate your message successfully, you have succeeded, even if your grammar is not 100% perfect.
Well, Emily, we have covered a lot about future tenses today. We explained the 4 main forms, when to use each one, and gave lots of examples. I think our listeners have a much clearer understanding now. I hope so. The future tense is essential for daily communication. You need it to talk about your plans, your dreams, your predictions. With these forms, you can express yourself fully about anything that has not happened yet.
Yes, and remember, practice makes perfect. Start using these forms today. Talk about what you will do tonight, what you are going to do this weekend, what your plans are for next month. The more you practice, the more automatic it becomes.
Exactly. Now, before we finish, let us ask our listeners a question. We want to hear from you.
Yes, we would love to know about your plans.
Dear listeners, let us practice future tense right now. In the comments, tell us, what are you going to do this weekend? Use be going to describe your plans. This is your chance to practice what you learned today. Please leave a comment below.
Yes, please share your weekend plans with us. Use the future tense. It does not matter if it is perfect. Just try. This practice will help you remember what you learned today.
And while you are here, please like this video if you found it helpful. Your like tells us you want more grammar lessons like this one.
And please subscribe to English Club for more English learning videos. We create easy-to-understand lessons on grammar, speaking, and vocabulary to help you become fluent in English.
Please like and subscribe to English Club for more English learning videos. Thank you so much for listening today. Thank you for investing your time in improving your English grammar.
Thank you, everyone. Remember, the future tense is your key to talking about plans, dreams, and predictions. Master these forms, and you will be able to express yourself completely about the future.
Yes, you now have the knowledge. Now you need to apply it. Use these forms in your daily life. Practice makes permanent. The more you practice, the more natural future tense becomes.
Well said. Take care, everyone. Keep learning, keep practicing.
Until next time, goodbye, everyone.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.